Testing, 1 2 1 2. So sells Euro USD literally just been posted 1 minute ago. Entry was 1.08250. Within 1 2 pips, that level was fine. Stop loss 20 pips above 1.08450. Target 1. If I get this shit out of the way, is the initial Monday lows at 1.07820. And our ultimate target is here, Thursday's lows, which is at 1.07700, a psychological level. So I'm just going to break down why I've taken this trade, why I've got the targets I've got, etc., etc. So going through the storyboard, which is the price action, right? You can see we had this high on Friday London, got swept, so liquidity got taken on the Friday London session. Then we had a violent move down. During this violent move, we've left a fair value gap, a volume imbalance, and this aligns quite perfectly with our Fibonacci zone. As we've tapped into this zone, furthermore a psychological level, 1.08250, we're showing some kind of rejection. I am therefore looking to take sells. I've executed sells. You guys should have done the same as well. And if we get below this high right here at 1.08200, then essentially it's just going to be a little sweep of the initial highs that we formed in the London session today, early on Monday morning. In terms of downside targets, they're pretty self-explanatory. Beneath here is the liquidity formed from Monday's or this morning's Asian session, and this is a significant low where we've just interacted with multiple times towards the end of last week. Really simple and easy trade to open the week up to. As long as we get below this 1.08200 level, then I anticipate some type of gravitation to the downside. Maybe we could stall up at this 1.0800 or 8000 psychological level, at which point we'll reassess. But for the time being, Euro USD sells are a high EV play. They're the play that you should be in right now, and we should be continuing to hold these throughout London up into the early New York session. As and when we get to the New York session, I'm going to return to this. I'm going to give my next update, and I'm going to let you guys know what I'm thinking. But for the time being, hold. Cheers, guys. Alright, testing. Hello. So Euro USD, Euro Dollar, we took the sales earlier as 1.08250. We kind of chilled around that area, stagnated for a while, and now we began to break down. So the zone that we plotted out, the fib zone in conjunction with the value gap, has proven to be resistance, if you will. Now that we're having this downward momentum, the moving averages are further confirming the change of trend, the momentum moving to the downside. So I'm going to be looking to hold this trade overnight. All things considered right now, this is the highest EV trade for us to hold in comparison to the GBP USD trade, which I'm going to get onto shortly. I'm going to leave this running for now. If we get to their 1.08 zone and show some type of support, some type of bounce, then I'm either going to consider to close the position early or move profit stop loss to break even. But for the time being, I'm going to allow this trade to run. I'm looking for an Asian run all the way through to the lows that we initially formed on Monday. Once we have ran Monday's lows, we can look to take some profit, reassess the chart, and potentially look for new ideas. That's all from me for now. I'll catch you probably early in London tomorrow morning. See ya. Hello. Yo. So we're looking at Euro USD here. Just closed our trade. As you can see via this image, we closed for about 1.25R profit, meaning we've banked 2.25R already Tuesday morning, just a few sessions into the week, so things are looking good. I did previously mention in some of the videos attached that if we came down to this psychological zone and we didn't just break straight through it, then I would look to take profit, and that's exactly what I've done. There is further reasoning, and I'm going to get into that now. So if we bring up this second chart right here, pretty much the same chart as we were looking at before, what we're able to see on Euro Dollar is this same FVG, ones that we were already using to take the trade, being respected is now formed equal highs, okay? First highs were formed in as Monday's highs in yesterday's New York session. Second highs are this morning's London highs, okay? So we've got equal highs and they're both coming from significant sessions. So I believe it's more than likely that at some point or another during today's New York session that we move back above these area to take out all of this liquidity. There's tons of liquidity from here, even more liquidity from the early London sellers. So I think we can look to wipe them out and then take a proper sell. The model should look something along the lines of this. Target 1 would remain unchanged, 1.0800, the psychological level, and target 2 would be Monday's low, down at 1.07820. If I were to show you here, this is about a 13 pip stop loss, 43 pip target, so about a 3.3 risk to reward position. Since we've already banked our profit, there's no reason to carry the risk, especially when these equal highs are kind of looming among us. So what I'm anticipating is a run into these highs. Once we've ran them, we identify weakness, we can use our moving averages in this zone, if they can start curving like so, to help us in guiding us in our entry. Other than that, I'm sitting out of Euro for the time being. I'm taking my profit and I'm waiting for a run of 1.08250. I'm going to get into a couple more videos now, guys. Silver, GBP, USD, and maybe some other pairs if you request it. Cheers. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Sid here, looking at Euro dollar 30 minute. I'm just going to break down the myriad of events and trades that we took yesterday, focusing on two specifically, and I'm going to relate it to our most recent analysis and kind of explain how I had to use that analysis to eventually find more profitable trades. So if you remember, we had this sell on euro dollar from the FVG and we closed early at 1.0800. Unfortunately, we were wrong in euro and just pure downside occurred. It ran all the way down to our full take profit. I personally didn't get to profit off this because I closed early. With that said, in my analysis leading up to this, I described the significance of this low and especially the significance of these equal highs. So in this video, I'm going to kind of break down the reason why I thought they were significant and how I use them to find new trade opportunities and further profit within the day of the market. So this is the trade that we took yesterday. Super nice trade, super profitable. If you come down, essentially what you can see is off the low, this low here, we did take an initial long, which was very quickly closed just for 1 hour profit, or 1.25 hour profit. I closed this super quickly. It was a violent move. We were testing into the FVG. Profit is profit at the end of the day. What I want to kind of focus on a bit more is the second position that I took, the position you can see on the screen, the way this relates to the levels we mentioned in the previous videos. So here we got Monday's low, we swept Monday's low, and we had this violent move to the upside. While we built this violent move, we left a fair value gap, volume and balance in that zone. This is a very common buy model. You can also get it as a sell model, one that you should be aware of by now, where after you take liquidity, you fill the fair value gap and you start running to the upside, and that's the reason why we took the trade. The reason I was so confident in the position, why I was willing to hold the position and let it move all the way through to the main target, is these equal highs right here. These equal highs were essentially being screamed at to be taken. You know, there was so much liquidity resting above these equal highs. You could see it through some of the back end data, and of course you can see it just by looking at the chart. So the reason we kept this trade open and we further profited from the euro dollar analysis from the same chart work that we done earlier in the same morning was simply because we had confidence in the equal highs. We had confidence in understanding where liquidity was, and we stuck to our game plan. For the time being on euro dollar, what you can see is that we've actually taken out these highs here. Last Friday's highs. It's potential that we maybe come for a retest and look for a sell again. But as and when that develops, I'm going to bring myself back to the chart. I'll do another update. I'll let you guys know. For the time, that's all I wanted to really break down. Why I took the euro dollar trade, how it all kind of fits together, and how we can use the same chart work, the same levels of significance to further profit in the market, not just once, not just twice, but sometimes even 3 times.